Is tomato a fruit or a vegetable? Did you know that it is the most consumed vegetable in the world? Inside, there is a potentially toxic substance that can be quite dangerous. So, why is the tomato so important in many people's diets? Who can eat it freely, and who should be cautious? Can excessive consumption lead to kidney stones? Is it better to eat it when it's green or ripe and red? Did you know that tomatoes have a connection to cancer? What is this relationship? Why do some diets advise against eating tomatoes? Can consuming tomatoes prevent genetic mutations and slow down the aging process? All these topics will be the theme of this video, in which we will explore together the benefits of tomatoes. Without a doubt, the tomato is a fruit that originates from the Solanum lycopersicum plant native to Central and South America. The Aztecs called it Citomatel, which means water-filled navel. This is why both Spanish and English speakers call it tomate. In Italy, it was named pomodoro, meaning golden apple, because the first botanist to describe it in a book saw it as golden during the ripening phase. There are many varieties and colors of tomatoes. Some are used for salads, while others are used to make sauces or juices. Often, the food industry uses tomatoes in concentrated forms, such as tomato paste or ketchup. However, keep in mind that there are substantial differences between raw, freshly harvested tomatoes and processed ones. Processing is not necessarily negative, and we will explore the differences between the two types. Moreover, we will explain which types of individuals should be cautious about excessive consumption. It may seem absurd, but in many modern Western diets, tomatoes are the most consumed fruit. This makes them a vital source of nutrients for your health. Tomatoes contain a moderate amount of carbohydrates and sugars, always accompanied by a suitable amount of fiber and water, just as the Aztec origins of its name suggested. About 95% of a tomato consists of water, making it an excellent choice for those with constipation problems who want to improve their digestion. Eating 100 grams of tomatoes provides only 18 calories, but these calories come with numerous nutrients including vitamins A and C, beta-carotene, lycopene, magnesium, and potassium, to name a few. This makes tomatoes a high nutrient density food, offering a wealth of nutrients for a low calorie count. The first quality of tomatoes is their high vitamin C content. In 100 grams of the product, you can find up to 30% of the daily recommended intake of vitamin C. This vitamin is essential for the health of your skin, collagen formation, and plays a crucial role in fighting illness and infection. It also promotes wound healing and recovery from injuries. Unlike some other nutrients, our bodies cannot produce vitamin C on their own, so it's necessary to consume it daily in the right amounts. The second substance found in tomatoes is beta-carotene. It's present in tomatoes and many other yellow or orange-colored fruits. Beta-carotene transforms into vitamin A, which not only acts as a general antioxidant throughout your body, but also has a protective effect on your eyes and vision. This makes it particularly beneficial for individuals in their 40s and beyond, as age-related degeneration of the lens can lead to cataracts. In the skin of tomatoes, both powerful antioxidants are present, directly impacting the health of your cells. Antioxidants work by neutralizing the harmful effects of free radicals, which are a leading cause of aging-related degeneration. When you maintain a diet rich in antioxidants, you can help prevent cellular and genetic degeneration, which is at the root of cancer development. Consuming tomatoes is protective against the development of various types of cancer. However, one of the most important and unique substances in tomatoes is produced during the ripening process. When the green chlorophyll in tomatoes converts into lycopene, it results in the vibrant red color that is characteristic of ripe tomatoes. Lycopene is the most abundant carotenoid in ripe tomatoes and is noteworthy for its health benefits. It's important to note that lycopene is most concentrated in the skin of tomatoes, so it's advisable never to discard tomato skin. Generally, the redder the fruit, the higher the lycopene content. While we often criticize processed products in the case of tomatoes, such as ketchup or sauces, which involve processing, there are positive effects due to this. This is because tomato concentrate, or ketchup, contains a higher concentration of lycopene. These commercial products, despite sometimes having unhealthy amounts of sugar, are the primary source of lycopene in the modern Western diet. For example, 100 grams of ketchup can contain between 10 and 14 milligrams of lycopene, whereas 100 grams of fresh tomato contains between 1 and 8 milligrams of lycopene. So, when you're unsure which sauce to add at a restaurant, ketchup might actually be the healthier option. However, keep in mind that natural tomatoes provide many other essential nutrients in addition to lycopene, while ketchup may offer some vitamins but lacks fiber and contains a significant amount of sugar, which is not ideal for health. A small tip to enhance lycopene absorption is to accompany your tomatoes with something fatty, like a drizzle of oil or slices of avocado. This can potentially quadruple lycopene absorption compared to consuming the fruit as it is. If you have heart problems, high blood pressure, or concerns about having a heart attack or stroke, know that lycopene and carotenoids have an extremely protective effect against these conditions. Prospective studies already indicate that individuals with low levels of lycopene have an increased risk of cardiovascular problems. In clinical trials, high levels of lycopene have been shown to lower LDL cholesterol particles. Other studies have established a connection between tomato consumption and a reduction in systemic inflammation. It's essential to be cautious, though, as some studies have shown a correlation between lycopene and a reduction in blood clot formation. Therefore, individuals already taking anticoagulant medications should consult a doctor or nutritionist to determine the right amount of tomato consumption to avoid excessive anticoagulant effects, which could potentially combine with medication. Another significant benefit, especially during the summer season, is the substantial reduction in sunburns observed when adequate amounts of lycopene are consumed. Researchers administered 16 grams of lycopene per day, mixed with olive oil, to individuals for 4 weeks. The group that took this supplement experienced 40% fewer sunburns, even when exposed to the sun for the same duration as the others. This finding is particularly pleasing, considering the prevalent vitamin D deficiency in Italians due to limited sun exposure, which is associated with an increased risk of various types of cancer in other parts of the body. Today, we are all very concerned not to expose ourselves too much to the sun to avoid sunburn to prevent skin cancer. But in doing so, we suffer chronically from vitamin D deficiency, which is directly associated with the increased risk of developing any type of cancer in other parts of the body. If you eat a lot of tomatoes, if you increase your amount of lycopene, you can expose yourself to the sun, avoiding sunburn and producing lots of vitamin D. Now let's discuss potassium, a mineral that I believe should always be an integral part of everyone's diet. Potassium is essential for bone mineralization, contributing to bone health. Moreover, it plays a crucial role in maintaining cellular homeostasis, which is the balance between the interior and exterior of cells. Adequate potassium intake is associated with muscle relaxation and the relaxation of nerve cells. Therefore, I strongly recommend the consumption of tomatoes, especially for those who experience chronic stress, sleep poorly, have digestion issues, or constantly feel fatigued. Can a person with diabetes eat tomatoes despite their simple sugar content? Absolutely yes. As mentioned earlier, the sugars in tomatoes are always accompanied by fiber and minerals. This combination keeps the risk of blood sugar spikes low because these sugars are buffered by the presence of water and fiber. Additionally, the presence of fiber makes tomatoes a filling product that reduces hunger in diabetic individuals, helping them eat less. Today, we've learned that the main concern for individuals with diabetes isn't carbohydrates, but rather excessive weight. Including foods that make you feel full with fewer calories is crucial, and tomatoes are excellent for this purpose. They can assist diabetic individuals in their journey to better health. Now, let's address situations where excessive tomato consumption should be approached with caution. One situation where tomatoes are sometimes discouraged is in cases of gastroesophageal reflux or heartburn. However, this advice isn't supported by science. In fact, it's clear from scientific explanations that eliminating acidic products doesn't prevent heartburn. Rather, it's the opposite. You can find more information on this topic in our video about reflux and heartburn, which you can access by clicking the link above. So, rest assured that tomatoes are not the cause of heartburn. In fact, they can help reduce symptoms and improve your digestive system's overall function. Another situation where you might have heard that tomatoes should be avoided is for individuals with kidney insufficiency. The concern here is that the minerals and potassium in tomatoes might overload the kidneys. However, as we discussed earlier, tomatoes are rich in water, which can help maintain more fluid urine, assisting in the renal process. Therefore, consuming tomatoes can have an overall benefit for kidney function. It's worth noting that tomatoes contain a potentially toxic substance called solanine, which can also be found in green potatoes after extended storage. Solanine is associated with chlorophyll and the green color of certain foods. Therefore, it might be present in higher quantities in green tomatoes compared to red ones. However, the amount of solanine present in 1 or 2 tomatoes is absolutely harmless. In fact, tomatoes produce solanine as a defense mechanism against viruses, bacteria, and fungi during ripening. This protective ability of tomatoes can be transferred to us when we eat them. If you eat an excessive amount of green tomatoes in one meal and are not accustomed to consuming such foods or excessive solanine, it might lead to some toxicity symptoms like diarrhea or even vomiting. However, if you regularly consume tomatoes and are accustomed to them, you won't experience any adverse effects, but rather many positive ones, as previously explained. It's interesting to know that the ripening process involves the production of a hormone called ethylene, which turns green tomatoes red. However, some commercial companies pick green tomatoes and artificially expose them to ethylene to make them appear ripe when they reach the supermarket. This process may make you believe you are eating fully ripened products, but they haven't undergone the full natural ripening process. They tend to be less flavorful and may require extra salt. Additionally, they contain fewer nutrients compared to fully ripened tomatoes. Unfortunately, nutritional tables and scientific studies show that from the early 1900s until today, food products have become significantly less nutritious. This means that for the same amount of product and calories, you are getting far fewer nutrients, leading to increased food consumption as your body continues to seek those essential nutrients it needs. A simple tomato might not provide all the nutrients your body requires. Therefore, it's essential to choose organic products from a slow and natural supply chain that avoids artificial ripening processes. It's better to choose fewer tomatoes that may cost more, but are much more nutrient-dense than opting for cheaper tomatoes that lack the essential nutrients your body needs. Prioritize quality over quantity when it comes to your tomato selection. Lastly, while it's exceptionally rare, there are documented cases of tomato allergies. This type of allergic reaction is often associated with individuals who are already allergic to pollen or grasses. The most common reaction is redness, itching, and swelling in the mouth area upon initial contact with tomatoes. If you experience such symptoms, it's crucial to consult with an allergist or nutritionist to gradually modify your microbiota and learn to tolerate certain foods without an adverse response. Instead of fearing intolerance, it's important to work on building tolerance in specific cases. In conclusion, with few exceptions related to specific groups of individuals or situations, consuming tomatoes is generally very healthy for most people, even on a daily basis. Tomatoes are an excellent food source of fiber, water, minerals, and phytochemicals, making them a nutritious choice. Even in their processed form, tomatoes can have their utility, but it's generally advisable to choose natural, organic tomatoes without extensive processing or alterations, as this will provide a more nutrient-rich and satiating option. Before we go, I want to express my gratitude to the channel's subscribers who support us monthly, allowing us to continue creating high-quality videos. If you'd like to become a subscriber as well, there's a button below for you to do so. If you prefer not to, you can still help by giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel to stay updated on our upcoming videos. We'll see you next week. Thank you, and goodbye.